Hey guys, so today I want to share with you a question that I get asked quite a lot. That is if I'm kind of part Spanish or part Latino, and if not, how did I learn Spanish? So to answer question one, no, I'm not part Spanish or part Latina at all. This kind of confuses people because my name is Anita. And for those who aren't familiar with Spanish, Anita kind of means little Anna. In Spanish, when you kind of see ITA or ITO at the end of a word, it means like the diminutive version, or in other words, like the little version of another word. So yeah, for kind of women or older girls, they call them Ana, and for young girls, they call them Anita. And that was kind of a shock to me because when I first started learning Spanish, I'd introduce myself to people and I'd be like, hola, me llamo Anita, or like, hey, my name's Anita, and people would be like, hey, Anna, and I'm like, get like, who's Anna? You know, I just said my name's Anita, who's Anna? But somebody kind of sat me down and was like, hey, here's the deal, like, this is what it is. So to this day, people still call me Anna when I introduce myself, but I'm over it. So how did I learn Spanish? I learned it in school, and then I moved to Barcelona for 2 years where I really kind of immersed myself in the culture, got a job out there, studied, and really learnt the language. So I kind of have 3 tips for anyone who's thinking of learning a language. Number 1, really be motivated and dedicated to the cause. Learning a language is not any easy task whatsoever, and so many people ask me if I can kind of teach them Spanish, and I'm like, yeah, but it took me 4 years to learn it, to speak fluently. So don't expect miracles immediately. It's so tough, and I kind of recommend to people that it's best if you do like a language course, or you try and get qualification, even if it's a really low one. That way you kind of have like time frames that put you under like a good amount of pressure to study, and it's with a kind of goal in mind. When you aimlessly learn, sometimes you're on it 1 minute and then you're kind of not motivated the next. Number 2, move to the country where they speak the language. I think this is really crucial because it's all good and well like learning a language on Rosetta Stone or Babbel, but until you're really in that culture where you don't have your dictionary to hand and you're forced to speak the little that you've learned, you're never really going to see how much you've learned and how much you can learn. And spontaneity is really important with language because you can learn everything, but it's not until you're put under pressure that you really get to grow and learn more. Number 3, my favourite tip, be prepared to make a fool of yourself. Yep. When you are learning a language, it's tough. It's really tough, especially for English speakers learning a Romance language. Now, Romance languages are kind of your Italian, your Spanish, and your French, and they have masculine and feminine words, and we don't in English. We don't really identify words by their gender, and so this can be really tough. I have a couple of funny stories with you guys that I'm going to share that really illustrate how making a fool of yourself is necessary and it's going to happen. You can try your hardest, but you're going to slip up at some point, and you really have to kind of embrace it and move on. So when I kind of first started learning Spanish, I was about 16, and I went to Marbella in the south of Spain, in Andalusia near Malaga. And I went to a sports and Spanish camp. So in the morning we'd have like Spanish classes, and then in the evening do sports, or afternoon. And one day my friends and I decided to go to a restaurant by the beach and really kind of practice the little Spanish that we learned. So me personally, I was so excited. I was like, whoa, I'm gonna show this waiter how it's done, you know? I was like, oh, I know my Spanish. I didn't really. I knew like very basic kind of Spanish, but I really wanted to try my best. And so I had the menu in front of me, and the waiters asked everyone that I'm with for their orders, and it comes to my turn. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So then I wanted grilled chicken with chips. I'm looking at the menu and I say, hola, pollo a la plancha con patatas fritas. And I'm like, I did it, woo! And then he's looking at me like this. And so I'm like, what's the problem? I say, pollo a la plancha con patatas fritas. And he's like, ¿qué? And I was like, and I'm pointing at it and I'm like, pollo a la plancha con patatas fritas. And so he's like, señorita, ¿sabes lo que me acabas de pedir? Like, young lady, do you know what you just asked me? I'm like, whoa, hold up, like, what did I just ask? I just asked for grilled chicken with chips, like, pointing at it. And he's like, no, me acabas de pedir la parte íntima de un hombre. So, like, basically, and sorry, I missed out the hand action. He's like, you just asked me for the male private part. And I was like, what? So, long story short, guys, in Spanish, pollo means chicken. Polla means the intimate private part of a man. So I essentially asked the waiter for grilled dick with chips. Yeah, not my most proud moment ever. And yeah, if I could have gone red, I went red. The guy was laughing. I was so humiliated. I literally wanted like the floor to open up and swallow me. Like, how can you ask for that? I didn't even know what to do with myself. I didn't even know the word. And that's where I say that, like, you have to be prepared to make a fool of yourself, because it's those slight variations. So just from changing the ending of the word O to A, the meaning completely transforms. And another instance where I made a fool of myself, and it wasn't to do with kind of the male or female, the gender of the word, sorry. It was just because I got the word wrong. So I did work experience in the north of Spain, and it was at a gym. And anyone who knows me, I'm like super passionate about fitness and sports, and like being in a gym is like, whew, like heaven to me. So I was being tested by one of the personal trainers on the parts of the body. So once again, I was like 17, I think, and my Spanish was still kind of basic. So I was like, go ahead, test me, I know the parts. So he like did the finger, I'm like, dedo, 1 point to Anita. Then he did like, he pointed at the leg, and I'm like, pierna, 2 points to Anita. And then he's like this, and I'm like, nariz, 3-0 to Anita. And then he goes here, yeah? And so in my head, I'm like, cuello, I know what this is, cuello, it's neck. What comes out? Culo. Culo means ass. And so I was like, oh no. As soon as I said it, I wish I could have like swallowed back my words, if that's even possible. Everyone was laughing, literally. So, you know, when it's not your language, you're gonna fall like that. You're gonna have those kind of mishaps with the words where just because they sound kind of similar, you get them wrong. So yeah, after I said culo, this guy was laughing, this personal trainer was laughing. So every time he saw me, he'd be like, ay, Anita, mi culo. And I'm just like, come on now, I know it's cuello. But yeah, I thought I'd share those amusing / humiliating stories with you guys. And if anyone has any like questions about Spanish related stuff, I'd be more than happy to help. But yeah, I thought there'd be cool tips to kind of consider if you're thinking about learning a language this year. Bye.
And don't forget to hit subscribe, guys.